Dr. Rena here. I'm a dental specialist and founder of RW Perio, located at 75 Harley Street. Welcome to my podcast, Life and Smile, where we talk about everything dental, lifestyle, business, and much more. Every episode, I'm joined in conversation with a specialist expert in their chosen field, who give us a behind-the-scenes glimpse into their daily regime, career turning points, and an insider look at what they can't live without. As a businesswoman myself, it's so inspiring to hear how people have built their careers and shattered those glass ceilings. So let's get the conversation going. Building and growing a business and a brand as an entrepreneur ensures your role is constantly evolving. Through this podcast, Life and Smile, the conversation has been advanced and rapidly changing, bringing together some of the most successful leaders across many and often contrasting industries. Today, we bring it back to healthcare, or more specifically, to a healthcare apparel and lifestyle brand that celebrates and empowers and serves current and future generations of healthcare professionals. Introducing Bené Eaton, the Chief Marketing Officer at Figs. With over a decade of marketing leadership, Bené has spearheaded groundbreaking campaigns for iconic brands in sports and fashion. Renowned for her ability to drive business results, harness innovative marketing tactics, and foster meaningful social impact, she adopts a consumer and community-centric approach to her work. Driven by the purpose of uplifting others, Bené's mission is to inspire all individuals to be their best selves. Welcome to the podcast, Bené.
Rena, thank you so much for having me. It is such an honor and pleasure to be here and just really looking forward to connecting.
Amazing. No, really looking forward to our conversation. So as a globally renowned brand, Figs is, of course, the pioneering direct-to-consumer brand transforming healthcare apparel. How do you ensure Figs stays one step ahead when it comes to technical breakthroughs in the latest launches and styles?
Oh, well, what an incredible question to start. And I think really to answer it, I think it goes back to our origin stories. I think, before Figs, scrubs were really just a V-neck top, drawstring pants, um, basically a burlap sack without a better way of describing them. There was nothing technical or stylish or comfortable about them. And so we obviously changed all of that by reimagining scrubs and making them highly technical, comfortable, stylish. And so when it comes to staying one step ahead, we really hold ourselves to the highest standard and we're always pushing ourselves forward. Our team, I think, does an incredible job spending a ton of time with the healthcare community and with other healthcare professionals. I think this enables us to really have a unique and deep understanding of what individuals like yourself and what our greater community needs, both at work, but also in life, so that we can then show up and innovate and create for their needs. You mentioned Figs is a direct to consumer brand. And I think that's so critical in order for us to have these direct relationships. And we fold, incredible insights right into the product and the creation. When I go back to our origin, our founders, Trina and Heather, they used to stand outside of hospitals at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. during the shift change. And they would be standing out there and they would have, cups of coffee or hot chocolate.
Wow.
And they would speak to healthcare professionals as they were coming on or off their shifts, whether it was doctors, nurses, all types. And that really was where they got the initial feedback and information that informed our early products. And that's still true today. Like every week, we actually have a coffee cart experience and we go to different hospitals. Currently, it's on Wednesdays. And we stand out there as a team and we connect with healthcare professionals and we hear what they love about the product and where they see opportunity. And I think that community really enhances our ability to stay ahead. It was like even through those discussions, that's where we came up with the idea of the jumpsuit, the scrubs jumpsuit, which no one would have even thought of or imagined before having these conversations of, oh, what would be so fun is to have something stylish that I need to be able to get it on and off quickly and things like that. And so I think, just having that connection with the community having this obsession with healthcare professionals and having that constant feedback loop is a bit of the secret sauce of Figs and helps us stay ahead of the game when it comes to innovating or bringing out new products. So, yeah.
No, for sure. That's so inspiring, and it's so great to see that you're still doing that, even with such a successful brand. Sometimes, I guess, when brands are successful, they don't go back to what they were always doing. But the fact that you're still out there speaking to the people who are, who really matter, who are going to be wearing the products every week, I think that's incredible. And I think they probably really appreciate that as well, which is just
Yeah. I think of it a little bit like, you look at these athletic brands, athletic apparel brands, and how they are constantly innovating for athletes and coming up with new footwear and fabrications. We treat healthcare professionals the exact same way, that obsession, that understanding of their needs, the insatiable desire to kind of push our product forward based on what will make their lives easier and make them feel good and look good. And so, sort of that is a great analogy, but just kind of applied to a different group and a very specific group in terms of this kind of like relentless, ongoing desire to keep pushing forward and working directly with the community to make our product better and their lives better as well. So.
No, for sure. So you've been serving the world's healthcare professionals for many years now, and Figs is instantly recognized since day one, being on a mission to improve the lives of healthcare workers globally. Talk us through. I mean, you've done so much over the years, but what have been some of the most impactful achievements to date?
Well, what I love about Figs and what brought me to Figs is our mission, and it is to celebrate, empower, and serve healthcare professionals and those who serve others really at broad, and so or more generally. And so this mission drives everything that we do, and definitely has fueled our proudest moments as we kind of look back. I think first and foremost was revolutionizing the healthcare apparel space. And it was so much more than selling product. We really created this movement in terms of creating, scrubs that are comfortable and really showcasing healthcare professionals in a way that they haven't been showcased before. And then specifically to what I do when we think about marketing and branding, no other healthcare apparel company had ever really told the stories of healthcare professionals, or, we've done amazing things like putting healthcare professionals on billboards in Times Square, or these incredible TV commercials where normally you would see an athlete or a celebrity focused. And we have used those platforms to shine a light on healthcare professionals and the work that they're doing. I think one of our most recent achievements and really exciting ones was our partnership with the USA medical team during the Olympics
Yeah.
in Paris this last summer. And it, of course, was about the innovative products, but also this incredible platform of the Olympics to show how essential healthcare professionals are and also inspire the next generation to want to follow in their footsteps and be a part of them. And so I think just elevating healthcare professionals on these platforms has been really incredible. And then I think talking a little bit about sort of the give back and the impact side, we have this incredible initiative called Threads for Threads. It has been a part of our brand again since day one, since Trina and Heather founded the company. And what this is all about is donating scrubwear to healthcare professionals worldwide, especially those who lack access or these essential resources. And so at this point, we have donated millions of figs to so many healthcare professionals. And that is just core to who we are and how our business and brand works. And then I think if we kind of look beyond the apparel, there we have an education component where we've done incredible tuition and grants to help support the next generation of healthcare professionals through their education journey. As you know, many years, a lot of investment. And so being able to help support individuals through their education has been critical. also providing access to healthcare. Not a lot of people know this, but we have a FIGS operating center in Kenya, where we provide surgical services to this community. And it took, multiple years to create that. But those are the types of things that are just core to who we are and we're going to continue to do. And that was the opening of that actually earlier this year was one of our most renowned moments as well. And then I'd be remiss not to also speak about our advocacy when we think about our most impactful achievements. A lot of brands and companies have policy and they're fighting for their business, and for us we have a really robust advocacy program that fights for healthcare professionals, things like fair pay, safe working environments, mental health resources, and we actually have this bill here in the States called the Awesome Humans Bill, where we are fighting for improving the lives of healthcare professionals and working with congressional leaders to transform the experience of working in healthcare today. And so I could go on because there's so many achievements, whether it's about product, whether it's about our partnerships, whether it's about advocacy or impact. But I think those are a few sort of top line things that really show how it's easy to be like, oh, we're a mission driven company, but we truly live and embody this mission in everything that we do. It's not like a separate department or a separate section. I think everyone that works on my team at FIGS or everyone that works at FIGS at large, it's sort of embedded into all of our efforts, which I think makes it really unique and really special.
Wow, that is incredible. That's so inspiring. I think it's so great how the company looks at everything 360, and it's more than, as you said, about a set of scrubs. It's also about showcasing those people, understanding, and everyone wants to know everyone's story, and that inspires each other. And everything you do for healthcare professionals, I think it's incredibly so much impact. It's really, really inspiring. As part of your mission, your aim is to celebrate, empower, and serve those who serve others. And one of the core values is, if it was easy, everyone would do it. Tell us more about that phrase.
Oh my gosh, this is such a special phrase at FIGS, and we say it all the time. I think I said it to my team on Friday. We were like in a meeting and we were talking about a challenge we were trying to solve. And I think at the core, if it was easy, everyone would do it. It's inspired by healthcare professionals, it's inspired by people like you, Rena, and also just the healthcare community at large. When you talk to healthcare professionals, they are truly the most giving, toughest, emotionally strong, committed individuals that I've ever met in my life. And, healthcare professionals, they're saving lives, they're curing diseases, they're mending bodies, they're transforming lives. And so I think that perseverance and that mentality inspires us in terms of how we approach our work and how we've even built this brand, because we know that healthcare professionals are out there every single day working their hardest. And if we can reflect that, like the commitment that you have for a patient, if we can just reflect an ounce of that into the work that we're doing, or the standard of excellence that you have and other healthcare professionals have, and if we can reflect that in our work, that is, you know, an incredible thing. And so I think we're really just inspired by the community, and that's really where it came from. But if we go back even to the early days and you think about someone like our two individuals like Heather and Trina, two women who were trying to transform the healthcare apparel industry. And healthcare, as you know, is a very archaic
Yes.
place. And no one, had ever touched the apparel space. Like, it had been the same for like over 100 years, like this idea of scrubwear and the type
Wow.
of apparel that people would wear as their daily uniforms. And so, they would have all these conversations to get investments and to get people to back them, and like it was no, it was no, it was no. And I think like there were so many times where they could have given up in this journey, right? But no, they were so emotionally engaged and inspired by the healthcare professionals that they were speaking with day in and day out. And, Trina even cashed out her 401k. And they like worked tirelessly because they had a vision. And so I think like this idea, one, it comes from the healthcare professionals, but two, looking at our founders and their determination to build this company and not give up. And so really, I think that is how it has become this mantra that we say and live by all the time. And that means that, in our day-to-day lives, of course, you'll approach roadblocks or things might be really hard to execute or do. But if we look at the community we're serving, we're like, wow, if they can do the work that they do every day or go through the training that they've gone through, we can certainly do this. And then I think too, our founders and the journey that they went on to create the brand and the company is really then at our core, and it drives everything that we do, and really is this spirit that, even when people say no or people say, oh, that's impossible, like we don't hear that. It's like we're going to go the extra mile and we're going to do the best we possibly can, because at the end of the day, the people that we're serving, they're worth it. And so that's really where that came from, and a little bit about how it fuels us in the work that we do.
That's such a great mantra. I think when you're having a hard day or you're working on a project and you think, oh, I don't think we can do this, it's such a good reminder, and the depth and the story behind that. I think it's great for even if we're not part of FIGS to remember that in terms of keeping you going in difficult
Yeah.
times, for sure. So, Bene, bringing the topic around to your own role now as Chief Marketing Officer for FIGS. Prior to that, you had really key roles in Nike, Ralph Lauren, Under Armour. In addition, you also have experience within the agency field, nonprofit setting. Talk us more through your career path. It's super interesting. How did you sort of pave the way? What was the kind of steps that you took to get to where you are? Because it's super inspiring.
Yeah, well, thank you. And yeah, when I look at my career, well, I think for me, I am a people person through and through. I am just so enamored with different types of individuals, their background, understanding what drives them. And so I think my career has always been driven by a love of storytelling and a love of connection and connecting with people. Prior to Figs, like you said, I was at Nike and Ralph Lauren and Under Armour. And I think at places like that, I really learned the art of, what it takes to build an iconic brand and how to tell stories and how to weave emotion into touch points. I really believe that a brand is a promise. And I think those are three brands that really deliver on their promises. And so really getting a firsthand look at how branding and marketing works and how to build brands that really stand the test of time was incredible at those places. And then I think transitioning to Figs, it really allowed me to bring those lessons forth with a company, like we were just saying, that has such a personal, purpose driven mission. And so that really, I think, is at the core of my work. And then in terms of the steps that I take, I think I've just been so grateful for really incredible mentors and leaders along the way at each of those places you mentioned. I can name people that really believed in me, that taught me, that took me under the wing and kind of saw things for me before I even saw or envisioned them for myself. And so, and I think for those that are interested in the space, I just encourage them to stay curious and be adaptable. I think marketing is a space that's constantly changing, especially when you look across the social media and the digital landscape. And so I think just continuing to stay curious and be adaptable to those changes is really, really important. And then I think just really focusing on building skills across such a wide array of areas. Throughout my experience, I've been able to lean into whether it's creative or media planning or strategy. And so I think just really developing a broad base of understanding within the marketing field has been really helpful. But at the end of the day, and bringing it back to people, I think just the most important thing is having this relentless understanding of the people in the community that you're serving. And for me, that really rings true at Figs. And I think when you can connect with a community and their needs, everything else kind of falls into place when it comes to a brand and kind of building marketing. So, yeah.
No, for sure. And you can really see that through Figs and everything you do with the marketing. It's incredible. Definitely inspiring from my side, at least. So, the direct to consumer landscape has dramatically changed over the past decade, largely with the onset of the digitalization and consumerism's demand for that kind of instant access. Do you feel like since Figs was started, and obviously you've been on that wave of digitalization, everything changing, social media, etc., do you think that's really helped pave the way for the company? How have you sort of latched onto that?
Completely. It has completely, the DTC model has just completely flipped, how we can show up for customers, or really what we say our community members and our healthcare professionals. Before Figs, when it came to healthcare apparel, there was a lot of third party, what I would call like middlemen, where people would be licensing or selling scrubwear to intermediaries, but there was no direct to customer feedback or loop. People would be selling scrubwear and they wouldn't even know the names of the people that they were selling to, let alone understanding their needs, their aspirations. And so with direct to consumer, we've really been able to kind of cut out the middleman and really, like I was saying at the top of the session, develop that feedback loop that really drives our innovation and our product development and the stories that we're telling. And so the D2C connection, I think, enables us to create the best products and really tailors everything that we do specific to needs and challenges and real problems that we're solving for our community. And we were the first brand in healthcare apparel to do this, and also to then highlight the stories of the healthcare community in meaningful ways, only because we knew them and understood them, and we wanted to share the incredible work with individuals like yourself and others with the world. And so the DTC model, of course, it helped enable us to sell scrubs much more seamlessly, and enabled healthcare professionals who are very busy to be able to get their uniforms 24/7, day or night, with a premium experience online. But I think it goes back to community. I think for the first time we created this space where we had that feedback, where we brought people together across dentists and doctors and nurses, where people could come together and feel really celebrated and have this kind of common thread in terms of the work that they were doing. And so I think, in short, I think the DTC model, it didn't just change the way this industry works. It really enabled us to transform the healthcare apparel industry and really elevate healthcare professionals, and create community. And so, yeah, it is really, really what's unique and what's so special about Figs. And that's always going to be true in the work that we do. And even as we continue to grow and scale, we think a lot about how do we make sure we still have that intimate
Right.
connection and we don't lose it, because, as you get bigger and bigger, we have to really continue to keep that in the foresight. And it's so important to everything that we do.
Amazing. With kind of things changing, what are the latest sort of, have you noticed any particular trends, any upcoming kind of focus shifts on from your audience at all?
Yes. Well, I think one of the biggest things is healthcare professionals are the most dynamic, multifaceted beings, individuals like yourself. And so I think, they demand more than functionality, which of course we're always going to have the latest fabrications and innovation, but we also want to make sure we are having fun and tapping into their personality and tapping into style and bold colors and versatile pieces. And so I think, really continuing to think about self-expression for the healthcare professionals and what they want in their uniform is really important to us. Then I have to, say, also looking beyond scrubwear. Being at work is, as you know, only one part of your life, but healthcare professionals are running errands, and their moms and their sisters, and they're doing so many different things in their community. And so we want to be able to outfit healthcare professionals for every aspect of their lives, both on and off the shift. And so we have had just an incredible amount of feedback around thinking about lifestyle products. In fact, last week we just launched our new loungewear collection.
Right.
Um,
Oh,
yeah, it's super, I mean, it's next level, cozy, comfy.
wow. I need
So
to check
that
it out.
yes. So after a long day of work, being able to be there to provide all of their needs, or when you think about things like footwear as well, that's a really important area for us in terms of the specific need of healthcare professionals and what they need in their footwear, both, on shift and off, and then also thinking about outerwear as well. And so I think there's all these really exciting categories that we honestly are just scratching the surface on outside of scrubwear, which is really exciting. But ultimately, we want to and will be that really head to toe solution for anything that a healthcare professional needs, whether they're at work, going to work, coming from work. Of course, if a healthcare professional is attending the Oscars, they should wear Valentino, but pretty much anything else, Figs is there, and we're going to have the product to suit the specific needs of our community, and we see that they want that, and we love seeing them wanting to choose Figs for their apparel and product outside of work as well. So I think that's definitely top of mind and a big trend we're seeing across the community. But at the end of the day, um, it really is just about meeting the healthcare professionals where they are and just adapting to their evolving needs, and just continuing to deliver for those needs.
That's incredible. I think the fact that you really look at healthcare professionals 360, like they're more than just, in fact, healthcare professionals. As you said, they're a mom or a sister, and you've got to look after them 360. That's so special. I don't know any other brand that does that or even thinks about that. So I must check out the loungewear. That sounds, all
Yeah.
of your stuff is amazing. So I'm sure the loungewear is equally as cozy. I think it's, as you said, it's just about making sure that someone feels comfortable, confident. So then they're able to focus on the work that they want to do rather than like feel uncomfortable or so it's about performance in all parts of your life, which is
Yeah.
fantastic. So you mentioned the kind of new product ranges. Any other exciting projects that our listeners can follow in on?
Oh my gosh, there's so much coming up. It's so exciting because we're about to, we're doing all of our planning right now for 2025, and we're about to have some really exciting initiatives as we look ahead to the next year. So definitely stay tuned. I mean, of course, you can expect from Figs, we'll have some new fabrications, new products coming out, really continuing, like I said, to ensure our offering meets those evolving needs of healthcare professionals. A lot more to come in terms of those category expansions. So when you think outside of scrubwear, the lifestyle products, a lot of really exciting head to toe solutions on and off shift and during, looking at really the holistic being of the healthcare professional. So more of that to come. A couple other things I would say really, really exciting on the horizon. So we have two retail destinations now in person. So one is in Los Angeles. It's a little over a year old now, and then we have another one that we just opened this fall in Philadelphia. We ultimately want to be where our community is, and so we call these destinations our community hubs. Of course, you can go and shop our latest drops and our latest collections, but at the same time, these are gathering places where we've been hosting mentorship sessions. We've been hosting, study sessions where you can just come grab hot chocolate if you're a student. And so really thinking about these in-person shopping experiences, and really thinking about where we can continue to show up and continue to have more hubs, more community hubs. We've gotten great feedback from healthcare professionals on where and what they want to see out of those places, and so there's more of those in the works. And then, of course, speaking with you, Rena, I have to mention international expansion. We're now available in 34 different countries, and we are committed to reaching healthcare professionals worldwide. And so we're really excited about continuing to enter new markets and continuing to develop in the markets that we're already at. So I think those are a few top of mind things, but at the end of the day, we have a lot of fun campaigns planned for next year, a lot of fun activations, a lot of opportunities just to share stories, and continue to deliver best in class products and experiences for our community. So it's going to be a really great year.
Very exciting. We'll have to get a hub in London, UK at some point in the future.
Yes,
Let's
of
make it
course we will.
happen.
We absolutely will. I can't wait. I can't wait. You'll have to be there at our grand opening. So we'll
Absolutely,
plan something
absolutely.
special when the day comes.
Absolutely. And my final question, we always like to ask all of our podcast guests, and I guess for you more of a kind of lifestyle note. What if we had to pick 3 items that you have always on your desk or as part of your sort of mini survival kit? What would they be?
Oh gosh. Okay, looking on my desk right now. Okay, well, first of all, this is such a cliche answer, but I have to say my phone. I'm pretty much glued to it, especially as a marketing professional, checking in on social, texting, and reaching out to my team. I actually don't say it just for those reasons. I also love a call. I love a good phone call. I think it's so easy and great just to chat through things and really check in on the team. And also, every day I'm speaking to healthcare professionals as well in the community, and so my phone is so essential. I think
Yeah,
after that, I'm gonna go with the other thing here on my desk, which is coffee.
right.
I am a working mom of 2. And I just have to say it's a bit of my lifeline. With that, I'll have a little bonus, especially because I'm speaking to you, but I also then have to use a lot of white strips because the coffee. So I usually have white strips as well in my bag, or using them constantly, just given the volume of coffee that I drink. And then the last thing I would say is our Figs compression socks. These things are next level. I don't know if you have any, but I travel a lot. I am in New York and LA constantly, and we're doing different photo shoots and we have different initiatives happening all over. And I cannot leave on a trip without my compression socks. They're just really cozy. They're warm. They're just really great for staying comfy and
Hmm.
honestly keeping the circulation going, especially when I'm flying a lot. So that's the last thing I would say is my little kind of secret weapon for always staying cozy and comfortable no matter where I am. So yeah.
I don't have those yet, but we're doing a big trip to Australia as part of our teaching next year, so I definitely need to get
You
some
will
of
need them. Okay, Rena, we're gonna get
them.
you the
Really.
loungewear and the
That sounds
compression socks.
ideal.
You'll be great for your trip. You'll be ready
Yeah,
to go.
amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time, Bené. It's so inspiring to see everything you're doing, everything the brand is doing, how much you're contributing to all of us healthcare professionals, not just in our work, but in our life and everything that we want to do in our projects. So, just to say thank you, because it really does make a difference, and it is massively appreciated. So keep inspiring, and we're really looking forward to seeing everything else that you're going to be doing next year. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Rena, and thank you for all that you do. We're so grateful for you, and it's because of you we do what we do. So thank you so much, and it's been so much fun chatting with you. So have a great rest of the week.